Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining our brief presentation. And today we want to talk about fast-moving formulation changes on shelf, greening, and new enzyme applications. Frames' value proposition is centered around three pillars. The first one is about market formulations. This captures all information that is publicly available on composition, plus assigned levels and cost. Also, information on raw materials and manufacturing, when given, is incorporated in there. The two other value propositions, product intelligence and experimental support, is something we provide by dedicated support, if you like. Product intelligence is about the interpretation of all the information that is in the Frames database and puts it into context. So this, for example, can be about model formulations, representative for a certain region or area, but also about new trends or materials. One of the new trends is obviously the greening that we see all over in the industry. And also on materials, for example, we see new enzymes. A few examples will be given later on. Experimental support is anything related to product sampling, performance testing, or chemical analysis. The Frames database captures products that are found on shelf essentially anywhere on the globe. But so far, our focus has been on three geographies, especially Europe and North America as the dominant ones, I would say. But also since recently, we have been moving more eastward, so to speak, with Eastern Europe, but also Turkey. The categories that are covered in the database are the three main ones, we would say, on home care. So laundry, dish, and hard surface, with all the underlying subcategories that are known for these three categories. The products on shelf that are incorporated are also belonging to the full range of product formats and gives all the information, but we will show a few examples to you so you know what it is about. The workflow and automation that is connected to this database is something that Jean-Paul and me have been doing since we started our company about 3 years ago. So it anticipates to move all the information on products on shelf and put that into the Frames database. And that is what we call our integrating engine, because that is also where the assignment of levels takes place. And the key reason we do all this is that it is readily making available that information just on a simple screen. So it should be easy for you, our customers, to click and find anything that can be found on the market and just have a look at what is the composition. We ran a pilot on this with key industry players earlier in the year. And the main conclusion and focus of that exercise was what is the situation on the quality and the content of the database, and is it meeting interest and expectation of those professional players? And the answer was yes. So we have changed now also on focusing on increasing the number of products that are governed in the database. And for that, we do two things together with an external party. The first one is website scraping. So to become way better at extracting information from websites and convert that into the database. And the other element is connected to artificial intelligence. So far, all the assignment of percentages to ingredients has been done on the basis of our formulation expertise. And what we are currently doing is converting all that into machine learning and artificial intelligence. What that does is that where we started, I think it's only over a year ago, where we were still sitting at 500 products, and that is also that we used to do the trials with the professional players. By now, we have increased by a factor of 4, so it's now 2,000 roughly that is in the database. Within 3 months from now, we target to be above 10,000. So there's a very steep increase. What you see here is what happens when you fly into the database and select of the two options products. You get then a number of filters to select your products, because there's 2,000 in here right now. So there's a whole range of filter options available. So format, subformat, in this case, we do a concentrated liquid for laundry. And let's pick a country, United Kingdom. And then if you go back to the database, you can type in here in the bar Purcell, a well-known Unilever brand in the UK. And then you get the booking.com kind of representation of the products that are on shelf. And then by clicking these little hearts, quite key, you can make a comparison. Comparing products is quite key. And in this case, you can compare 4 different types of the same product. And let me just only talk about what you see then top line. First, you get the Mintel type of information. So information on dosage, number of washes. You get a summary on the total formulation, and you get, as the most detailed level, you get the information on the ingredients. So here you get the full list of 35. So the summary of what we see, because we realize this is a bit much to capture in such a short time frame, we see 3 changes of the same product in only a time frame of 1.5 years. And then if we focus on the greening on shelf, because that is what this is about, is we see 2 key elements. One is that the dosage goes from 35 to 27. So this is typical for a 20% compaction, quite considerable. And the other element that we see is that if you look at the ingredients, we show here only the top 6 of, say, the 35. We see the conversion from fossil to plant-based as promised by Unilever. And we see that here going, becoming made effective for the non-ionic. Another example of what happens when you go into the database and just select ingredient. And this would be typical for example, a raw material supplier to have a look at where their products are being used. In this case, we select enzymes and you get all the different types, but in this case, we just choose the umbrella. You get information on the cost. But this is all the information, all the products in the database that contain enzymes. And it should not come as a surprise, of course, that there is a massive amount of products in there. But you see, say, all the well-known formats, I would say. So automatic dishwashing, also hand dishwashing being used now for some time. But here we see hard surface cleaning as a spray. So, and this was relatively new. So to summarize this, this ingredient route, what you see from left to right is an extension of enzyme applications from laundry and dish, I would say, now to relatively new hard surface cleaners. So that's a new application. And also from the known ones in laundry, for example, we have communicated in our most recent communication that we find a new supply of enzymes in laundry liquids, for example. So all that type of new information we readily pick up in the database. So if you're interested, subscriptions are available for the database. You can pick your level of information you are interested in. We have 3 levels. And it can be either for a trial period of 3 months or our standard time of an annual subscription. Important to mention is that with a subscription, you can pick and choose one specific product per week on request, and we will analyze this for free. In addition, please come and visit us at our booth or at our website, because we've got a nice gadget and you can win a 1-month free trial. So please tell us your 3 specific products of interest and we will draw a winner next week.